I know that video is something that's been really hyped for helping brands to be able to get the information out. And even I do this as well, providing content that is video based that can be put into your social media channels or your sales pipeline, etc., for the purpose of making it easier for people to find you and understand what you do and to trust you and all of that. I've also found that when I try to share a link from YouTube to Google's AI or ChatGPT, they struggle to really find that content and to transcribe it or to analyze it. So, how can you make it find you better? How can you make that video content actually work in order to help that AI to understand you better?
I find providing transcripts is really useful. Usually, when I get a good piece of video content where I'm on TV, for example, I will write a blog about it. I think one thing about generative engine optimization that's important to understand is it also looks at the content that you write about yourself. And so being able to put into context what's happened with you on video, to provide all the assets around it, is another way to make sure that you're helping the AI understand you, even if it's a video placement. I think the short answer, though, is that when it comes to video, AI isn't sourcing that as strongly as it's sourcing written online content, which is easier for it to digest.
But wouldn't it make sense for people that are building LLMs to have these AIs become better at looking at video directly because there's so much video being created and it's obviously the future?
I think so. I First of all, I'm not a large language model engineer.
Sure.
I'd probably be getting paid a lot more money. So I can't speak to all their challenges that they're facing. But I know that when I'm using like Google Notebook, for example, to do research and I'm using video clips, it does take it a little longer. And there are things that it misses. And I see that's not quite the case when I'm having it digest a PDF. And so I would think of it in terms of, I guess, how you would think of any meal where you have, crispy potato chips that go down quickly versus a steak. And probably this is going to be a problem of yore. And in a few months or years, this will be something that seems very quaint. And that's the real challenge about this emerging science is it's just moving so quick. So probably if someone watches this in a year from now, they'll say, what are they talking about? Of course, video is all indexed. But right now, I don't think it is.
So what you're saying is for every video that I publish on YouTube, I should have a separate page on my website that also includes the transcript, the full transcript, so that the AI can find it and know more about me and my business and what I do.
I think that's a good idea. I think that when it comes to content, putting everything in context is important. And one of the things that I recommend is that companies really consider their press release policy. Back in the age of yore, just a few AI ago, we would think seriously about, well, do we even put this as a press release? Will anyone care? And nowadays, the thinking is different. It's like, well, certainly a journalist may not care about the story, but I bet ChatGPT will care about it. I bet Claude will care about it. We should put this in. And we have even seen in some of the answers that we've received back that Claude or ChatGPT or Grok is citing a published press release as an authoritative source of content. And as PR people, we would think, well, I don't think a ricochet of a press release is that important. But nowadays we're thinking, okay, well, that still might move the needle on a couple of different prompts and queries. So that might be something we might want to consider in our PR playbook.
So on top of making these YouTube videos and putting the transcripts on there, I should also be making blogs about the content that are separate from the actual interview to provide more information that creates more authority for me. So like basically the more pages you have on your website, the more the AI can get to know you, the more it can understand when to recommend you to people.
You know, I would say I'd want someone to check my work on that. My inclination is to say yes, but I have SEO experts that I rely on for this emerging field. Right now, I know that I am trying to make it as easy as possible for AI to be able to scan and find my content and my transcripts. So we have a podcast that we put on called Politely Pushy. And now what I'm trying to make sure happens all the time is yes, that the transcript is easy to find, and yes, that there is a AI friendly blog putting that whole conversation in context and talking about what it means and why people might be interested in it. I think the other thing that people are taking a lot more seriously is the art of the FAQ. I think making sure that you have a AI friendly, frequently asked questions with answers is another important way in which people can invest in their own online properties and online identities to make sure that you are coming up at the top of any answer.
How do you make an AI friendly FAQ? What's the difference between that and a standard FAQ?
I think there are certain formatting issues that would probably be best, as a step-by-step demonstration. And I think the difference is every different platform has their own preferences on what they're looking for in terms of summary and word length. So that would be, my short answer on that one. But the point is that when I partner with any SEO expert, we come up with all the sort of questions, and then we'll ask ChatGPT or Claude, hey, what questions did we not think of?
Thanks for watching. If you liked this insight, I've handpicked another video for you right here on the screen. For more actionable strategies that get you real results, hit subscribe.